roaming a mostly barren wasteland filled with strange mutants and burned out houses, leading many to think that this is a post-apocalyptic universe. However, based on context clues, we can get a lot more specific. When discussing his earlier life, Salad says,
I used to sing at all the functions, from Croxley Heath to Cowdenbeath.
Both of which are real-world locations in the United Kingdom. He mentions Croxley again, this time saying that he listened to it on the radio in episode 8.
If I'm an early bird, I listen to Croxley.
So we know that he lives in the UK, but we can also identify the year. In episode 6, Present, the titular present that he receives is a toy horse that he refers to as
my very own Horace Horse Collar.
Notice that he says, my very own Horace Horse Collar, meaning that Horace Horse Collar is already something in existence. And indeed he is. Horace Horse Collar was the name of a cheerful, know-it-all cartoon character created by Walt Disney back in 1929 as a partner to Mickey Mouse in all of his adventures. Basically, he was like the earlier version of Goofy, appearing in animations between 1929 and 1942. But we can narrow that range further as we hear Salad sing both the songs Somewhere Over the Rainbow and We'll Meet Again at various points throughout the series. Two songs both released in 1939. And 1939 is a crucial year since it falls right between World War I and the start of World War II. Throughout Salad our leafy green hero talks frequently about the Great War.
Back from the Great War to leave for the Great War without me.
With various characters coming back from the war, including Kenneth, his younger brother who happens to be a corpse lying in a ditch, and Jeremy Fisher, one of his finger puppets. More on both of them a little bit later. Salad also laments that Kenneth must return to the trenches, the major fighting style of the First World War. It's also worth remembering that in between the two wars, no one called it World War I, since no one knew a second one was coming just a few decades later. As such, while the US referred to it as the European War during those years, Britons preferred calling it the Great War. At least they did up until the 1940s. Based on all of this evidence, we know that Salad is set in a version of the UK in 1939, one still grappling with the very real effects of the First World War.